This is the Horse Radio Network.
What a beautiful day for horses in the morning.
Good morning, everybody. I am Glenn the Geek from Ocala, Florida.
And I'm Brooke Beers from Denellen, Florida, and you're listening to Horses in the Morning on the Horse Radio Network for November 22nd, episode 1574.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Western episode that we do on the fourth Tuesday of every month. Brooke is kind enough to be joining us, although she is coming to us directly from the Horse Holster Warehouse and not in the studio this time. Hi, Brooke.
That is correct. Hi, everybody.
We have a big show planned for everybody today. We're going to be talking all Western today. We have an award winner coming on the show. Carly Kade did the book In the Reins. She's going to be joining us, and she just won the Winnie Award at the EQUUS Film Festival in New York City, so we're excited to have her on. Well, our next guest is somebody that I'm very excited to talk to. She is an author. Her name is Carly Kade, and she is now an award-winning author. She just won a Winnie Award at the EQUUS Film Festival in New York City a couple of days ago. Congratulations, Carly.
Thank you so much, Glenn. I'm so excited to be here and share about my experience at the EQUUS Film Festival with you.
Oh, we're so excited to hear about it. We haven't talked to anybody since the film festival. We talked to people before, but we haven't heard about it. Now, you wrote a book called In the Reins, which my co-host today, Brooke, her name is in the book. Your main character is Devin Brooke.
Yes,
that's right. Brooke, you have it's fabulous, and it's spelled the same way. She has a interesting journey along the way of rediscovering her roots with horses. So there's some, Bridget Jones type fumbling around and learning her way and fumbling for reaching for success and what it looks like to be an authentic horse rider again.
Brooke, it does sound like you. She did right there. Basically, you're saying that the person's a hot mess and that's I'm just kidding.
Well, I don't know your Brooke. I don't know your Brooke well enough to say if that's the truth. But the lead character, Devin Brooke, she has a little finding her way to do. She's a little bit of a train wreck in a very genuine, fun, horsey way.
What now? Is this your first?
My
book?
first debut novel, and it's really. I mean, the horse community has been so supportive of this book. It's been an Amazon bestseller for more than 10 weeks. It received this EQUUS Film Festival nomination and then award. Yeah, it's been amazing. And this is the first book in a series of 3. So this is a horse book series for horse lovers. And this first book kind of, helps you fall in love with the characters and get to know them and understand a little bit of their history. And I'm writing the sequel now. I hope to have it out early in 2017 so people don't have to wait much longer. And this one goes a little bit into the history of the Greenbrier Farm and Cowboy McKinnon Kelly and Sophia Matilda Washington Clark, who is the ethereal farm owner. And then, of course, our leading lady, Devin Brooke, and her paint horse, Faith, and the handsome bull rider, J.D. McCall. So you've got a great cast of characters, and everything is kind of webbing and weaving together as we speak in the sequel to In the Reins.
Now, was that character designed after me? That's the one that was modeled after me, right? Yeah, just saying.
Well, there's 2 choices for readers, right?
All
so
right.
I gave them a, mysterious, kind of brooding Romeo and Wranglers. But then on the other side, you've got your younger, kind of loose cannon, loose gun, handsome bull rider, so you get your choice.
That's
you can
not
choose.
me.
And readers are...
Do you have
readers
the old guy? Who's the old guy in the book? That'd be me. That'd be the one I am. So...
Okay.
I was just talking last night with Lisa Wysocki, who I'm sure you're familiar with, who's written a series of very successful horsey books. And also, we did an interview for Radiothon coming up with Sherry Hill, who, of course, has written like 40 books about horses.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so
they're on my shelves.
Yeah, there you go. In the future, you're going to be the Sherry Hill of the future. And you must have been good because you won an award. Tell us about how excited you were about that.
Oh my gosh, it was such an honor. So just being a part of the EQUUS Film Festival this past week for the last, 4 days in New York City was an incredible experience. The people that I was able to meet, the fellow authors I was able to speak with and learn from were fabulous. It was, a great networking event. And, winning the Winnie Award for Best Western Fiction was just like the icing on the cake. I was so excited to receive the honor and be in the presence of all these people that are making just incredible creative contributions to the horse world. And, kudos to the EQUUS Film Festival for giving a platform and a stage for people to voice, sometimes it's not always pretty, but voice what they're up to in the world and what's going on with horses for them. So it was just a really fabulous experience. And I was in a room with a lot of great people. And I actually, if anyone's interested, on my website, carlycakecreative.com, or on my Facebook page, Carly K Creative, I made a behind-the-scenes vignette about what my experience was like being at the EQUUS Film Festival. So people could really get if they've never been, a really great feeling for what the festival was like, and go behind the scenes with me.
Chance to watch any of the films or many of the films? I
did. Being a part of the festival is a little bit different than being a guest. So I had a table to manage and a booth, and I was speaking with people and meeting other authors and autographing books. So it didn't always make it easy to be able to see all of the films that I wanted to. But the theater was wonderful. They had 4 different screens going. So I was able to pop in and at least see some of the films, and it was a really wonderful
one
time.
That stood out to you that you did get to see?
Well, there's one I'm very excited to see, actually. I was only able to see the trailer, but I met the star. Her name is Apple, the movie horse, and she is a mini pony that's actually housebroken. And she won best trailer, and the film was actually picked up by Sony, and it's coming out next year. So I'm very excited to see that one.
What's it about?
It's about a miniature pony that actually becomes like, a seeing eye pony. And the journey of her showing up in this person's life and making a difference for them. I think the trailer is out there right now and available for people to watch. But that one I'm very excited about because it just shows the connection between the human and the horse, which is something that I was very important to me when I was writing my book. And I love those human-horse connection stories just to show the emotional bond that humans have with these amazing animals.
Okay, well, that leads to a question. Do you have a horse?
So I've been involved with horses like as long as I can remember, and I started taking riding lessons when I was 7. So currently I have a paint horse. Her name is Sissy, and she inspired the lead horse character in my book, In the Reins. My journeys with her sort of helped me like really write from what it's like to be a horse owner as I wrote this book. So I know horses, and that's why it was just a natural fit for me to write a fiction book that involves horses. And in this book, the lead characters are just as important. The horses are just as important as the leading lady and man. They play just as much of a vital role.
Yeah, you self-published, right? Am I seeing?
I did, and that was a choice I made intentionally. I have
How
a
hard was
background.
that?
Oh man, it required a lot of research and a lot of dual diligence and a lot of hard work, but it was so rewarding because I wanted to control the market that it was going to, like the audience that would be reading this book. I wanted to have a say in how the cover turned out. I wanted to support other dreamers along the way as I did this book. And the self-publishing industry has advanced so much since in the last few years. It's amazing the things that you can do with the gift of the internet.
On Amazon, and so you have 53 reviews and 4 3/4 stars. So, I mean, that's not too bad.
I'm curious, did you always have an interest in writing? Like, really, what inspired you to do this? Because this is great.
Thank you. I have always been interested in creative writing. I've always carried a journal with me in my purse, and I always kind of thought myself more of a poet when I was a young person, and I was always in creative writing classes and advanced English and that. But I didn't intentionally set out to become an author until the lead character, McKinnon Kelly, kind of showed up one day as a poem. And that poem, I still have the page in my journal and the actual journal where this came to life. That poem actually ended up being the opening page of In the Reins. And then I started thinking on it, and a few days later, then this new spark of, I don't know where it comes from, but the spark showed up. And I actually sat down and I wrote the entire ending of the book, handwritten, over a course of like 3 hours. It was like this amazing creative burst of energy. And from there, I just kept working on it, and I kind of filled in all the pieces.
I'm always interested to talk to writers and find out about their process, because some writers, some writers, do an outline and they kind of have an idea of where the story's going to go from beginning to end before they even start. Lisa Wysocki, she starts and just starts writing. She has no idea what's going to happen at the end. She has no plan for the end. It's so interesting to see how different writers do it.
Yeah, it is. I'm a lot like what you just described. I kind of go with the characters. I think for me, the most important thing is to touch and live with my characters every single day in order to kind of be in that experience. So I always have a journal, or my car is covered in Post-it notes. I don't know why I have this obsession for Post-it notes. I'll be walking down driving down the street, and I'll write a bunch of stuff furiously on Post-it notes. And I find them stuck to Cheez-It boxes when I get them out of the cabinet to have a snack, because I take those to the barn with me. And then I'll wake up in the middle of the night, something will strike me, and I'll write all over Post-it notes. So I have piles and piles of Post-it notes, which then I'll translate into the novel when I'm sitting down to my morning writing sessions. I find morning is the best time for me to write.
Well, very cool. You can find the book. Well, where can you find a book? What's the best place to go, especially for the holidays here, if somebody wants to get it as a gift?
If they'd like to have it signed and give it as a gift, it's available on my website, www.carlykadecreative.com. Or you can also pick it up on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. There's another digital book site called Kobo, and it's also available on Apple iBooks. So there's a plethora of places to find it, and Amazon is probably the one everyone's most familiar with, of course, and Barnes & Noble.
Right. Well, you're in Barnes & Noble. That's great. I'm just looking here, too, and it's available also on the Kindle paperback. You can find it pretty much everywhere I looked. So it's called In the Rains. And by the way, you spell Carly's name CarlykAde. So it's Kade. So it's Carly Kade Creative is where you're going to find the website. Well, Carly, good luck with this book. It sounds like you're already doing well with it, and we hope that continues through the holidays.
Thank you so much, Glenn and Brooke. I really appreciate being on the show today, and thank you for supporting my journey as an author. It's been an incredible ride so far. And
you got to meet Debbie Laux too, one of our hosts, and Monty Roberts' daughter. Did I see a picture of the two of you together?
That's right. I did meet her, and she told me to tell you that she said hi, and we probably should chat too, because I bid on a silent auction for some of the services that your network has to offer, because I was familiar with all the wonderful things you do. So we'll probably have to have a follow-up chat.
Oh, good. Well, congratulations on
fabulous.
That, too. Yeah, that's going to be fun. We'll come up with some fun, creative things to do together. That'll be great.
Oh, so excited.
All right,
yeah,
Carly.
That'll be great.
Thanks a bunch. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. Carly. Have a lovely Thanksgiving. Thank you. Happy Turkey Day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
That's ambitious to do your, a lot of people have to do their first books at, that route, self-publish, but then to self-publish and do so well, and do as well as she did with it. And
I know, that's amazing.
Being on the top of Amazon like that, that's very cool. That's very cool. Well, we'll have to get a copy.
Get it.
Yeah.
Check it out, yeah.
We'll have to make sure you get a copy of that for your reading pleasure when you're stuck with family and everybody's talking about politics. You can go hide in the corner. See, that's a good idea, everybody. When this week on Thanksgiving Day, that's what's going to be happening. It's going to be a nightmare. So you might as well just grab In the Rains and go hide in the corner. I've solved all the problems of everybody's families this week.
I think you just did.